Delaney Hahn. Delaney exemplified the qualities of scholarship, service, leadership, and character as a junior last year, and continues to do so in her senior year as an NHS member. We are grateful to have her with us this afternoon to give us the closing remarks.
proud parents, my fellow NHS members, and above all, newly inducted NHS members. My name is Delaney Hahn, and as weird as it sounds to me and my parents, I am a senior this year. When Miss Sif asked me to give this speech, I immediately thought of Anthony Colombo, a Gibbons alumnus who gave the closing speech at my own NHS induction last year. Reflecting on his wonderful speech has helped me enormously in writing this one, because it turns out that I can't remember a single word that he said. At first, the fact that I couldn't remember what he said really bothered me, but then I remembered how I felt when I left, and that sometimes walking away with a sense of optimistic determination is so much more important than the words said. So, as I was writing my speech, I kept racking my brain for what feeling I want you to walk away with today. Even though I'm sure you'll all remember every single word I say, if there's even a slight chance you don't, walk away with this. There is unity in diversity. When people think of NHS members, they often think of a 4.0 dedicated student, someone who is always helping out with service projects, while still playing an instrument in the band, finishing their AP art project at midnight, or the student athlete, just getting home from a game at 9 o'clock at night, still with 5 more hours of homework to do. I know this because I plead guilty to thinking the same way about NHS until I sat down and thought about our core values and what I've learned this past year. If I were to ask your parents what makes you who you are and what makes you great, I'm 100% positive each and every one could give me a specifically detailed answer, and if they're like my parents, probably too much detail. But I'm also 100% positive that none of these answers would match up. Simply because, as cliché as it might sound, you are all unique. That is why you're an NHS member. You share the same values, which has brought us all together, but you're not all the same person. And that's where your most valuable asset is as a group. Look at the person next to you. Really look. Up until this point, you both had to pass the same tests in the same classes in order to get inducted. But from here on out, you have to ignore all that and ignore all the similarities and build off of each other's differences. That is how you succeed. You didn't qualify for NHS because you can run the toy drive or because you got 100 on your AP Chem test, but because the person you are will make this society and our school a better place. You were all chosen because you have specific qualities no one else in this room has, and the school needs you and your specific talents to leave something great behind. Last weekend, on this same day, we honored and remembered the lives of those who were lost on that tragic September day. I was watching TV with my parents when a documentary came on about a boy named Wells Crowther. He grew up in a small town and played lacrosse at Boston College. When Wells was 6 years old, he noticed that his dad carried a bandana with him wherever he went. So Wells, seeing what his dad did, started carrying a red bandana with him wherever he went as well. At the same time, he told his parents, "Mom and Dad, with this red bandana, I'm going to change the world." On the day the planes hit, Wells was a 24-year-old equities trader working on the 104th floor of the South Tower. Weeks after, a news article came out about a young man with a red bandana tied around his neck, who was seen going back up the stairs, not once, not twice, but 3 times, credited with saving at least 12 lives. His bandana has now become a symbol of strength, honor, and courage to anyone who hears his story. And all he did was stick to his true character. If you are sitting on the first row, on the inside, please look under your seat and you will find a spool of ribbon. Please take the ribbon and have each person stretch the ribbon down the length of your row, making sure everyone is holding on to a piece. As you are holding this ribbon, it's easy to see you are all needed to keep holding this ribbon up and keep it sturdy. not letting it fall and become weak. You are all needed this year to make NHS great. If one person doesn't hold the ribbon, everyone behind them misses out, letting the rest of the row down. Under some of your seats are scissors. Please share them until each person in your row has cut off their own piece long enough to tie into something. Just as important as it is for you all to be connected together, don't forget that your specific talents, the things only you bring to the table, are exactly what is needed this year to make something exceptional and unique. My challenge to you this year is that as you are working on service projects with your classmates and faculty, I want you to remember Wells and his red bandana and the courage it took to be unique and stand out in times of trouble. Take your piece of ribbon, tie it to your backpack, tie it to your locker, your keychain, tie it to your friend. Somewhere you will see it, and remember how unique and important you are, and to everyone around you. Thank you, and I can't wait to see what greatness you will all bring to NHS this year.